Hey guys, it's Webs10 here. Today I'd like to look at one of the recent twabs that Bungie posted January 14th, talking about Season 13, the changes they're making, etc. And so I just thought we'd go over it and see what exactly they're talking about. So, this is fantastic. Exactly what we feared was going to happen and we didn't want to have happen is happening now. They are reissuing, they're just straight up reissuing old weapons that just expired and just got sunset from Forsaken and Shadowkeep, Dreaming City, and the Moon. But before we get into that, hey, you're finally getting DDoS protection on consoles. Woo. So here's the juicy part. Reissued. Notice that. Take note of that word. Reissued. Dreaming City, Reverie Dawn, and Moon Dreambane armor. These will drop with high stats when earned in Shattered Throne or Pit of Heresy. Those are the dungeons. Dreambane class items will not drop from this chest. Reissued 4 weapons. 4 out of how many? For Dreaming City, Waking Vigil, Sleepless, Vouchsafe, and Retold Tale. And another 4 weapons from the Moon. You knew this was a problem. You knew this was going to be a problem, and you did it anyway, and then you backtracked, and you expected people... Why would you do this and then act all surprised when it goes wrong, when everyone told you that it was a bad idea? I don't get this. And then they're only reissuing 8 weapons in total. Whoop-de-doo. Out of the God knows how many that we lost. Expanding the Legend and Master Lost sectors. Who cares? This is old content. And then I love this quote. We are making these changes to help preserve the relevancy of the destinations. Well, gee, Bungie, I hope these destinations would be relevant considering that you're charging for them still. $20 a piece, you are still charging for these on average. I would hope that these destinations and the content in these expansions would be relevant. This is what you're getting back. Wow, don't you want to go and regrind this stuff that you properly already had god rolls for, and then you deleted because they were expired and they weren't able to be used anymore? Like, in all honesty, don't you feel completely screwed by these developers? Like, sure, it's more stuff to go grind for, but it's, 1, it's bare minimum, 2, it shouldn't have been done in the first place, and 3, it invalidates all of our time. This is just complete jargon right here. And then they're also getting rid of the token system. So that system that's been in the game since launch, where you got all your rewards and everything from, yeah, you have until the end of this season to cash them in. And then they're going to be, you have to delete them and dismantle them. They'll be useless. And this is what you're going to have starting in Season 13. I don't know how much good or worse, better or worse this system is going to be, but here's to hoping that it can't get any worse. They made the nerf to Shire Dive, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure they didn't nerf it correctly. Because I've been looking online YouTube recently, and after the patch, I think they actually screwed up the nerf, and so it doesn't work properly. Thanks to changes on Destiny 2's backend and the Destiny content vault, our patch pipeline is better than ever. That said, some changes won't happen at light speed. I mean, maybe if you didn't cut out and delete entire sections of your game, you wouldn't have so many freaking problems, Bungie. Maybe if you just made a new game, we wouldn't have to deal with any of this garbage. And you could just make a good game, but no, you have to completely screw around with it and ruin it. But that's that. 2 days ago, we got another twab talking about Hawkmoon, and because you remember after doing the Hawkmoon quest, Hawkmoon is the first exotic to get random rolls, and so we have this mission where you basically just go and replay it and hopefully get whatever perks you want. And I mean, great. But great for people who want more stuff to do and want more variety, but this just doesn't seem like new content to me. And then they talk about how they're gonna remove FOMO. So I mean, this stuff is still getting removed. This is the problem. FOMO is still in the game. You're still losing your content that you paid for. It's just now the expiration date is longer. They shouldn't be doing this to begin with. It's infuriating. Wrathborn. Nobody plays Wrathborn hunts anyway. This is the worst seasonal activity so far, and it's because there's nothing good to earn. And here's the thing. Here's the paragraph that really doesn't make any sense to me. They're talking about how because they're shifting to this, less FOMO-oriented content model, that after Season 12 has ended, apparently it was initially designed with the old model, and that's the reason Crow was still in the spider's lair after getting kicked out. See, and apparently there's going to be even more bugs involving Crow, because he'll be moving to another destination, a tower probably, and he's also going to be on the Tangled Shore at the same time. You guys remember in Forsaken when they just moved Petrovenge from one area to another, no problem? Like, what is the issue here? I mean, honestly, is their engine that freaking complicated and old that they can't make their content consistent? And so they end up running into these stupid problems that they actively create by having a stupid system that doesn't work? Season 13 should avoid these rough edges. It's like they don't even know what their own game is doing. That's scary. That shows they don't care. They're bringing back the Umbral Engram system, which, you know, I said I wanted that back, or I thought it would be a good idea to bring it back and that it would be cool, but you know, I'm sure players will be happy with this, and it'll make certain things, you know, like old activities, a little more interesting. But it's not gonna, I just don't see it doing that much in the long run. I don't understand why you need a quest to show players how to use the prismatic recaster. We already know how to do it. You just stick a freaking engram in there. It's not that hard. They're making some changes to the way titles work. I don't care enough to read it or look into it. Titles are so pointless to begin with. And apparently they're putting FOMO into the titles, which no one asked for. But thanks, Bungie. Thanks for making stuff completely irrelevant. And they just talk about the old Halo site that's going to be taken offline, which is sad, but probably, you know, way beyond time for that to go. And that's basically everything that they talked about. You know, I'm sure these changes will alleviate some problems that the player base currently has, but I mean, this just isn't enough. This is nowhere near the apology that we need. The acknowledgement that, hey, we effed up. And we're gonna do our damn hardest to make it up to you. But that's not what they're saying here. They're just talking about what they have planned. And that's it. They're not actually acknowledging the problems with core activities. They're not acknowledging the problems with loot. They're doing the bare minimum. They're doing what we didn't want them to do. And they just don't seem to care. honestly, guys, just let this game die. Until Bungie can make this up to us, like, who knows, maybe Witch Queen will prove to be the next Taken King or Forsaken that will bring this game out of this hellhole. But for right now, I'd say kick the addiction and play another game. That's what I did, and I'm having such a much more enjoyable time as a result. I actually, now that we're talking about it, I bought Division 2 for $9 yesterday, and I've been playing it basically all weekend. And I love the game. It's essentially what Destiny 2 should be and would be if Bungie actually cared. And if they actually tried. So that's fun. You know, you're looking for a good looter shooter like Destiny, I'd recommend Division 2. But that's all I have to say right now. Peace, guys.